1. In the UKG system, which configuration setting must be enabled first before employees can request time off through the self-service portal? A. Time off policy assignment. B. Employee self-service access rights. C. Accrual rule configuration. D. Manager approval workflow. 2. When designing a training curriculum for UKG administrators, which adult learning principles should be prioritized to ensure maximum knowledge retention? A. Lecture-based theoretical instruction. B. Hands-on practice with real system scenarios. C. Reading comprehensive user manuals. D. Watching pre-recorded video tutorials. 3. What is the primary purpose of the UKG Dimensions Genie's functionality? A. To generate automated reports. B. To automate routine processes and business rules. C. To create employee schedules. D. To manage payroll calculations. 4. Which evaluation method is most effective for assessing whether trainees can successfully configure pay rules in UKG Pro? A. Written knowledge test. B. Performance-based simulation exercise. C. Multiple choice quiz. D. Peer assessment review. 5. In UKG Pro, what is the correct sequence for configuring a new hire workflow? A. Create employee record, assign pay rules, configure benefits, set up direct deposit. B. Configure benefits, create employee record, set up direct deposit, assign pay rules. C. Assign pay rules, create employee record, set up direct deposit, configure benefits. D. Create employee record, set up direct deposit, assign pay rules, configure benefits. 6. When mentoring new UKG system administrators, which technique best facilitates independent problem-solving skills? A. Providing step-by-step instructions for every task. B. Using guided discovery with probing questions. C. Completing tasks while the mentee observes. D. Assigning reading materials without discussion. 7. What federal regulation must UKG implementations comply with regarding record retention for payroll data? A. Records must be kept for 2 years minimum. B. Records must be kept for 3 years minimum under FLSA. C. Records must be kept for 5 years minimum. D. Records must be kept for 7 years minimum. 8. In curriculum development for UKG training, what is the recommended maximum duration for a single training module to maintain learner engagement? A. 30 minutes. B. 60 minutes. C. 90 minutes. D. 120 minutes. 9. Which UKG Pro feature allows employees to view their pay statements and tax documents electronically? A. Employee portal. B. People Hub. C. Document Manager. D. Self-Service Center. 10. What is the most critical communication strategy when rolling out a new UKG system to end users? A. Sending detailed email instructions 1 week before go live. B. Implementing a multi-channel communication plan with ongoing support. C. Posting training videos on the company intranet. D. Conducting a single all-hands meeting. 11. In UKG Dimensions, what does the term hyperfind refer to? A. Quick search feature for employee names. B. A saved query that dynamically identifies groups of employees based on criteria. C. A report generation tool. D. A time clock troubleshooting function. 12. Which assessment technique provides the most reliable data on whether managers can effectively use UKG for scheduling compliance? A. Self-reported confidence surveys. B. Observation of actual scheduling tasks with compliance checklist. C. Written scenario-based questions. D. Pre-training knowledge assessment. 13. What is the primary reason for implementing version control in UKG system configuration? A. To improve system performance. B. To track changes and enable rollback capabilities. C. To reduce storage requirements. D. To speed up report generation. 14. When developing mentoring relationships for UKG superusers, what is the ideal mentor-to-mentee ratio for effective knowledge transfer? A. 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. B. 1 to 5 or 1 to 6. C. 1 to 10 or 1 to 12. D. 1 to 15 or 1 to 20. 15. Which UKG functionality must be configured to ensure compliance with predictive scheduling laws? A. Schedule posting requirements and advance notice rules. B. Overtime calculation rules only. C. Time off request workflows. D. Payroll integration settings. 16. In adult learning theory applied to UKG training, what is the zone of proximal development? A. The physical location where training occurs. B. The gap between what learners can do independently and with guidance. C. The time period when learners are most receptive. D. The curriculum content that is easiest to learn. 17. What is the correct method for testing a new payroll configuration in UKG Pro before deploying to production? A. Test directly in production with a small group. B. Use the sandbox environment with test employees. C. Run theoretical calculations manually. D. Deploy immediately and monitor for errors. 18. Which communication approach is most effective when explaining complex UKG system changes to non-technical users? A. Using technical terminology to ensure accuracy. B. Focusing on impacts and benefits with simple language. C. Providing only written documentation. D. Assuming users will figure it out through exploration. 19. In UKG Pro, what is the purpose of the Business Intelligence BI component? A. To process payroll calculations. B. To manage employee schedules. C. To create custom reports and analytics. D. Configure system security settings. What evaluation metric best indicates successful UKG training program effectiveness? A. Number of training sessions delivered. B. Attendance rates at training sessions. C. Post-training system adoption rates and error reduction. D. Positive feedback scores on training surveys. 21. Which regulatory requirement must UKG time and attendance configurations address for non-exempt employees? A. Flexible scheduling preferences. B. Accurate tracking of hours worked and automatic overtime calculation. C. Vacation accrual preferences. D. Shift swap capabilities. 22. When developing a UKG training curriculum, which needs assessment method provides the most actionable data? A. Reviewing system documentation. B. Conducting job task analysis and stakeholder interviews. C. Copying training from previous implementations. D. Using vendor-provided standard training materials only. 23. In UKG dimensions, what is the primary function of the data views component? A. To display employee photos. B. To define the data structure and relationships for reporting. C. To manage user login credentials. D. To configure mobile app settings. 24. What mentoring technique is most effective for developing critical thinking skills in UKG system administrators? A. Providing all answers immediately when questions arise. B. Encouraging mentees to articulate their reasoning before offering solutions. C. Demonstrating every process without explanation. D. Avoiding difficult scenarios until mentees are fully trained. 25. Which UKG feature supports compliance with the Affordable Care Act ACA reporting requirements? A. Benefits administration with ACA tracking and reporting. B. Time and attendance tracking only. C. Payroll processing module. D. Recruitment and onboarding tools. 26. In evaluating UKG training effectiveness, what is the Kirkpatrick Level 3 assessment measuring? A. Participant satisfaction with training. B. Knowledge gained during training. C. Behavior change and application on the job. D. Business results and ROI. 27. What is the recommended approach for handling system errors when training UKG end users? A. Avoid mentioning errors to prevent confusion. B. Incorporate error scenarios with troubleshooting steps in training. C. Tell users to contact IT for all errors. D. Provide a list of errors without solutions. 28. In UKG Pro, which security feature ensures that managers can only view data for their direct reports? A. Password complexity requirements. B. Role-based access control with organizational hierarchy. C. Two-factor authentication. D. Session timeout settings. 29. What principle of adult learning suggests that UKG training should connect to learners' existing job responsibilities? A. Self-directed learning. B. Relevance and immediate application. C. Problem-centered orientation. D. All of the above. 30. Which evaluation approach best assesses long-term retention of UKG system knowledge? A. Immediate post-training quiz. B. Follow-up assessments, 30 to 90 days after training. C. Pre-training knowledge check. D. Training attendance records. 31. In UKG dimensions, what is the purpose of the attestation feature? A. To verify employee identity at clock-in. To allow employees to confirm accuracy of time records. C. To approve overtime requests. D. To certify manager training completion. 32. When communicating UKG system updates to stakeholders, which information should be prioritized? A. Technical specifications of the update. B. Impact on workflows and required actions. C. Development timeline and costs. D. Comparison with competitor products. 33. What is the primary compliance consideration when configuring meal break rules in UKG? A. Employee preferences for break timing. B. State-specific labor laws regarding break requirements. C. Manager scheduling convenience. D. Company culture and norms.